What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back. Today we're gonna go over strafing. Now the question you're probably asking yourself is, why is strafing important? One, it makes you a harder target to hit. Two, it can help you aim more accurately. And three, you have a higher chance of winning gunfights. So hit that like and subscribe button if you notice some Halo pros that I out-BR'd. I'll be going over some effective ways to strafe, and I'll also be giving you guys some ways that you can practice this by yourself or with your friends. So let's get started. So the first strafe you can incorporate is a short strafe, so back and forth movement, or you can go in circular motions, so going in a circle with your move thumbstick. Second tip for strafing is a long strafe, so going back and forth for a longer duration. The third tip is adding a crouch to your strafe, so being able to crouch while you're strafing. If your enemy's crosshair is right at your head, when you crouch, they can end up missing a couple shots. The fourth tip is being able to mix up your strafe, so a bunch of short strafes or long strafes, adding crouches to it. As you practice these three methods, you can start mixing and matching, and it'll become muscle memory over a period of time. The next tip when it comes to strafing is incorporating a Ghandi jump. So, disclaimer, you want to try and avoid jumping as much as possible, just because you do lose a little bit of aim assist when you're fighting against someone. I only use the jump if it's a last resort or if my enemy has two shots on me. So what a Ghandi jump is when you're jumping, you're crouching, spamming the crouch button in the air. The next tip is being able to use your thruster while strafing. So when you're in a gun battle and you have a thruster, you do your short, long strafes, your crouches, and then last second you do a little thruster. It'll throw off your enemies, and you'll have an extra 1 or 2 shots on your enemies as well. And then the last tip when it comes to strafing is something called jiggle peaking. So moving back and forth in and out of cover. What this does is for your enemies, they'll be able to see a portion of you, but if they're out of sync, you're able to land a couple of shots as well. Jiggle peak is so important if you're going up against someone that's in open cover. It'll give you a little bit more extra shots. All right, let's go over how you can practice by yourself or with your friends. We're gonna go to academy mode, and then we're gonna go into training mode. I like to select live fire just because everything's pretty close to each other. Small map. So as soon as you get in, you're gonna change the training options. So you're gonna start off with the BR. No secondary. You can use a thruster as well. What you're going to do is you're going to turn off friendly bots, and you're going to start off with one enemy bot. And the bot difficulty, you can keep it at Marine. And we're going to reveal enemy location and turn on infinite ammo. And what you're just going to do with this guy is you're going to practice your strafe back and forth. And you're just going to practice your movement back and forth with your BR.
Shield available.
Next thing you want to do is you want to increase the bot difficulty up to eventually get to Spartan. So you'll do ODST and then you'll move on to Spartan. And then the last thing that you can practice while you're on training mode by yourself is having multiple enemy bots. So as you get better and better, you can eventually get to 4 bots at once. And that's how you practice your strafing when you're by yourself. The second thing that you want to do if you want to practice and you're with friends is you hop into a custom game. Make sure you change the game type to ranked Slayer because you start with the BR. And what you're going to do, you can choose any map, live fire or bazaar. Live fire is obviously the best one because it's so small. And what you're going to do is you're going to go in the middle of the map, and the person that's practicing their strafing is just going to strafe, and then their opponent's going to try and 4-shot. And you're just going to go back and forth, and you're just going to keep practicing your strafe that way. The third way you can practice your strafing in Halo is to go into a quick match or a team slayer match, anything to kind of have opponents, and all you're going to do is you're going to practice your strafing back and forth while you're in those matches. You don't want to go into ranked unless you're willing to risk some CSR. So I recommend going into team slayer or quick match or anything of that sort. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you check out the silver lobby that I was in right here.